Alright, so I'm going to be comparing the GTX 1080 to the GTX 980. Both of them are EVGA video cards.
What's the difference?
What do you mean, what's the difference?
The 1080's better.
Of course it's better, but people want to know these numbers.
What's this information?
This is vital information. We're starting off with Tomb Raider.
Why Tomb Raider?
Because it's a benchmark. What else do you want? Look at the numbers, alright? Just look at the numbers. We got the top left numbers. They tell you the FPS, the average FPS, and the load on the GPU. And it also tells you the resolution, because that's very important, because we're going to be testing this on 4K res and also 1920 by 1080 for both video cards. So at the end of it all, you can see the actual numbers from the game itself for that benchmark.
Full of crap.
What do you mean I'm full of crap?
What about the 4K res of Tomb Raider?
I couldn't do it on 4K res on Tomb Raider, alright?
Aw, fuck
Let's
off.
go on to Battlefield. How about that? So for Battlefield 4 at 1920 by 1080 res, you can already tell the 1080 has less load on the card. It has a cooler temperature also, and roughly similar frame rate.
Oh, shit.
But what the hell?
It's not the same make. It's not similar in any way.
It's still Battlefield 4 multiplayer. It's the best I could do, alright? Let's go on to that 4K res, huh?
Alright. Let's see that 4K res then.
At 4K res, you can already tell that the 980 is struggling. It's only like 30 FPS and everything else is pretty much dying, whereas the 1080 is holding up at 60 FPS.
Well, shit, look at that FPS.
Oh yeah, and it gets crazier when you go to Star Wars Battlefront.
You don't say.
It's almost like 100 FPS increase on 1920 by 1080 res and even less load on the GPU than it would be for the 980.
What about that 4K res?
The GTX 1080 has a solid 90 plus FPS, whereas the 980 is struggling to even hold at 30 FPS, but also look at the load on these video cards and the temperature.
Look at that.
This is where that 8 gigabytes of RAM for the 1080 come into play. It really helps for these large scale resolutions. And now I'm going to be showing you how well this thing renders videos.
Nobody wants to see that.
What do you mean nobody wants to see that? It's good stuff. It's knowledge.
Alright, get down and shut up.
Using similar render settings, but using the CUDA cores to render out the video, the 1080 rendered the video at about 20 seconds faster than the 980, and that's using a 2-minute video to be rendered out. So when you're rendering bigger videos, that number starts to add up. So overall, if you're running that like 4K res, the 1080 is definitely the card for you. It's going to be able to handle it, and from what I'm seeing, the newer the game is, the better it's supporting that 4K res. So for games like Battlefield 1, which I'm really excited for, I'm pretty sure the 1080 is going to dominate that. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this review, please do leave a like down below and a comment letting me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys in the next video.